Hello everyone, and it's your Bobby here, and welcome back to another Call of Dragons video. In today's video we are going to discuss the developer feedback session that was introduced by the Call of Dragons team for the August and September 2 days ago, that is September 22nd 2023. So I was able to miss this section until I gone through the Discord channel of the Call of Dragons, and I able to see that, and I wish to know what are the changes there, what are the suggestions, and what are the answers they are going to bring in this update. Let's straight go to the video. So welcome back. So the Call of Dragons official team has already introduced a feature called the developer feedback section, where they take the suggestions from the players and they will respond, and the developers of the Call of Dragons will respond to their suggestions, saying whether they are going to implement that or they are going to completely ignore that in a developer feedback section. So this is all about that. For the month of August and September, the developer feedback section is here, and that is this one. So I'm going to go through all the suggestions that is given by the players and the developer responses the developers has provided to that suggestions, and whether we can see if they have to implement something new to the game soon or later. So let's start from the suggestion 1. The first suggestion is, when there is a shortage of gathering units, now they will still be prioritized for gathering, often resulting in depleted source. So the gathering will prioritize sending gathering units, hoping that even when there are not enough gathering units, other troop types can be automatically dispatched to gather resources. Okay, that is a good suggestion because everyone in the game is facing that right now. If you haven't get the point, that is mainly implementing is that in Call of Dragons game there is a problem that if you don't have enough gathering units and you want your heroes to farm the resources, when you try to farm resources, when you send troops to gather resources, the game automatically picks the gathering units even though there is no enough gathering units in your city. So they will prioritize picking gathering legions for gathering resources, even though if you don't have enough troops in your city. So this will make the resource nodes in the map completely left without completing their gathering, resulting in loss of many resources and many resource nodes in the map, where people can't get enough resources from that. So this was a problem for about from the start of the game itself. So let's see what the developers has responded to this response. So they have said that in the next update we will improve recommendation for deploying gathering legions. You can now choose to prioritize transport units which will recommend transport units, or prioritize your load capacity which will recommend a legion with the highest possible load capacity. So the response was that the developers are going to implement in the next update that there is a priority wise selection option for either you want to prioritize transport units or you want to prioritize load capacity. When you prioritize the transport units, always when you select a gathering unit, it will recommend transport units for gathering. When you prioritize load capacity, the highest possible hero or highest possible load capacity containing hero legion will be selected automatically. So this method is going to be introduced in the game in the next update. I think it's kind of introduced already, I don't know, I have to check and show. Anyway, let's go to the second suggestion. Increase the drop rate of warning arrows from dark spirits and the drop rate of alliances on the dark fortresses. So I think the suggestion was a bit confusing because there is nothing called warning arrows. I don't know if there is anything. Please let me in the comment section. So they are trying to say that, I will go to the game and give you something. So I think they are going to try to say that the warning arrows is meant by, I think, the sentinel arrows. I think they meant the sentinel arrows instead of warning arrows. So sentinel arrows is the thing which is used to upgrade watchtowers, which is very rarely gettable in the game, because as you can see my current watchtower is level 23, and to reach it to level 24 or 25 you need a lot of sentinel towers. Like you can already see there is a 3000 number of, and the drop rate is very rare. So the suggestion was a good suggestion that they have to, you should the developers should increase the drop rate of warning arrows or the sentinel arrows from dark spirits, and the drop rate, and also they are also implementing that there is a drop rate of alliances on dark fortress. So if you have noticed or not, I say in the gift section there is a we will get some chests and for completing the dark fortress and etc. So they are suggesting that you should the developers should also increase their drop rate also. So let's see what was the response from the developers. We have received your feedback and will further discuss whether to distribute them through more fun events in the future. Interesting. So they're trying to say that they are not going to implement direct drop rate of such things in the game, but instead they are trying to introduce new events where in the future that will provide you with this sentinel arrows as well as more alliance cap. So they are saying that they have received their feedback and they are trying to introduce more future events that will provide you with this type of drop rates for warning arrows. That's a good idea. Next, let's go to the suggestion 3. When the hero's trust level reaches level 10, we can bet better rewards. So that's an interesting suggestion because I don't know any one of you have reached level 10 hero trust level. My current I can show you my current trust level of my heroes. If you look at that, my Lilia is current trust level is level 8. Similar goes to the Kinara and other also comments. My maximum level of trust level is 8. So I'm hoping reaching level 10 getting good reward is a good idea, but I don't know whether you guys can reach so fast as possible. But let's see. But if you don't know, there is a reward section. You can get 10 free heads from your commanders by just increasing your trust level. Please do go watch my old video that is suggestions about getting free 10 heads from any commander you have unlocked. So please watch the video and come back. So let's say what's the response from the developers. Thank you for your suggestion. We will consider giving appropriate rewards when the hero's trust level reaches level 10. So they are going to introduce the level 10 rewards. That's a very good idea because I'm surely going to push my commander's trust level to level 2 soon. I'm hoping at least they give another 10 gold heads, 10 commander heads from reaching level 10. That will be very beneficial for me. So let's get to the suggestion number 4. Can we hide war pets? That's an interesting question. What did that mean? I didn't get it because we can hide war pets in a way. If you have no or not, I will show you one more thing. If you go into your pet sanctuary and select this section here, you can pet enclosure will open. You can see I currently have about 12 number of war pets available in my hand, but only a few are there in the set because there is an option called taming enclosure. You can see this, there's an option called enclosure. If you click this off, you can see there's no icon representing here, which means that war pet is now not shown in the war pet sanctuary that is here. You cannot see that war pet here anymore because I choose to hide them from appearing in the war pet sanctuary. I think there is a feature, so I don't know why that was a suggestion because can we hide a war pet? That's a good suggestion. Let's see what the response is. We are not considering this for now. We hope everyone continues to get familiar with the pet and provide us with more. Okay, so that's a good response because I don't get it the idea what can we hide a war pets mean. But the developers' response was they are not going to consider this now because the war pet is a very confusing topic between the players because there is more to know, more to learn, more to understand from war pets. So they are going to, everyone keeps continuing to familiar with this war pets and then they will consider the feedbacks and about war pets and change it accordingly. So now let's go to this next session, that is suggestion 5. Hope to add new factions as soon as possible. Wow, that's a great suggestion, because I'm coming from a game called Call of Dragons, and as if you have not played, should play. That's a great game. That's a basic backbone of this game, that is Call of Dragons. So here he is suggesting that we need some new factions as soon as possible, because as you always know, there is only three factions available right now, that is the League of Faction, Spring Wardens, and Wilderbird. So they are asking that you should bring more, about one or two more factions to the game to increase the competitiveness of the game, like in Rise of Kingdoms, where there are many, where there is an option to select many countries where you can play with them. So that's a good suggestion, and let's see what's the response from developer section. Okay, they are saying that new factions are in the early planning stage. In the meantime, let us know which faction you like. So they are going to implement new factions soon, but only about 1.5 years from now, because the faction idea is still in their early planning stage. So they are also asked that we should suggest some new factions for them to introduce. So what do you think about the new factions you should what are the new factions you guys want? Please let me know in the comment section. And before continuing, please subscribe my channel for more Call of Dragons videos like this. So let's go to the next suggestion. Suggestion number 6. Add a union chat system. That is also a good suggestion, because currently we have alliance level chat section, then kingdom level, server level chat section, and then season wise chat section. There are three types of chat section available in the game right now. One is server level, one is season level, and one is alliance level. So they are asking, since there is a union feature available in the game where you can where your alliance can tie up with another alliance of the same region or a different region for easy tactical benefits, they should also implement a union chat system where the two unions can chat with each other in a channel. That's a good idea. Currently we always use either alliance section or your server season section for this type of conversation, but there should be a union chat system for each alliances that is allianced together for a season. So that's a good suggestion. Let's see what are the developer response. The union chat system will be added in future vision. So they are going to add the section union chat system soon in the game. So next, let's go to the suggestion number 7. In a state of war frenzy, you cannot battle wild monsters. That is a very weird kind of question, because if you have war frenzy, you cannot battle wild monsters. I don't get the idea behind that question, because as there is an option, if you have if you are in war frenzy, or if your hospitals are there, if your troops are outside, you cannot participate in rules of war. That's a different kind of question. But attacking wild monsters does not require any war frenzy. Then why should the developers should introduce a option to implement a war frenzy option where you cannot battle with wild monsters and increase your experience? Here he meant wild monsters meant by darklings, etc. I don't get your idea, but let's see what are the developers' response. Thank you for the feedback. We are not considering this as the battle logic is a complex system and it could potentially affect other aspects of them. That's a great answer from the developers, because they are not going to consider this option anytime soon. Okay, let's say what is the suggestion number 8. We are not able to attack enemy forces at the beginning of the new season, with the troops being blocked by enemy forces during marches. As you all know, from the latest update onwards, you cannot attack enemy forces at the beginning of the season, because they have implemented a feature called no war friends, no attacking option available in season start, because they want the new, if you are playing in a very competitive server or very competitive season, you can see that there's a big round of war happening from the early stages of the season itself. So this will make other players, that is free to players or very low power players who are already playing the game more, getting getting suddenly desperate to exist in the game, and they will quit the game for a reason. So they try to bring a plan to stop from completely stopping early wars from happening in the early season, which will boost the growth rate of other low powered players as well as free to play players in the server smartly. So this feature, because of this feature, there is a problem that is happening to that user as well as some users. So that's why this suggestion is valid, because he is asking, since we cannot attack the enemy forces, there is a problem that when your troops are marching towards some important feature like runes or example like gathering, they are blocked by enemy forces during the marches. So since no attack feature option is available, you cannot attack or you cannot escape from them, and this result in your gathering or your rune marches stuck in there. So is there any way they can introduce a new type of way they can do this, they can escape from this type of being blocked? So let's see what the developer response is. In the next update, modifications were made to the ceasefire effect in the early season event, the Great Revival. The time period in which players cannot attack the other players' legions and buildings has been increased. Also, legions cannot intercept other legions while ceasefire is active. Okay, that's a good idea. So that the name of that effect is ceasefire. I already got the name now. So the ceasefire effect is that the same, where you're in the early seasons time period, players cannot attack other player legions as well as other alliance buildings. So in the same period they are going to introduce another feature, that is legion cannot intercept other legions while their ceasefire is active, which is a great suggestion and great response from developers. Let's see what the next suggestion is. The season 2 story quests are unreasonable, where after exploring the force, it becomes impossible to complete the quest. Many of us have already explored all the fog in the starting area, leading to being in stuck on a course. So, as you all know, there's a season 2 story quest available now, which I think I haven't completed it yet because I am so lazy in that. But I will soon complete in a live or either a video. I will show you some guys. But here he's asking that as the season 2 story quests are unreasonable because he already explored he already explored the zone 1 fog. So it becomes impossible for him to complete the quest, which in that story quest where you have to explore the fog. There's an option or there's a quest to complete exploring the fog in the story quest. So he was not able to do it. I think this feature was already cleared in the latest update, because in the latest update the exploration feature is pretty much changed, very changed, because before the update the option was you have to wait till the option of exploring or scouting the fog comes to your auger stone, then only you can scout the map for each zones. You have to wait and to finish auger stone, and then only you can scout the map. But by the latest update, that is the Grand Jubilee update, you can scout the map completely within as soon as possible. The process is, once you complete the zone 1 full, once you complete the scouting of zone 1 full, the scouting for zone 2 opens. Once you complete scouting for zone 2, then the scouting for zone 3 opens. Then when you complete the zone 3, you can complete the last zone. That's a very good feature, and I think the problem is already solved. Let's see what the developer response is. The fog exploration restrictions will be addressed in the next update, that is already happened. Now the expedition of scout between regions is no longer restricted by Augustone progress, but is influenced by mist dispersing progress. That is what I mentioned. It's already solved because latest update gives you the option to completely clear your fog of the map. Now let's go straight to suggestion 10 because it's already solved. Suggestion number 10. We need a elite challenge and avatar frame for season 2 bombers. Guys, I am so late because this update is already done, because season 2 bombers like Frost Giant and Frost Dragon have the elite raid now, and also the avatar frame. So the suggestion was cleared, but they didn't mention that they introduced this update. They introduced this change in the last update. So that is for you, all of you. We have the elite raid for Frost Giant and Frost Dragon now in the latest update, and you can do that now and get latest avatar frames. So let's go to the suggestion number 11. The clone effect of new artifact Oath of Storm Peak that forces heroes to disengage from battles. It is currently too cumbersome to use. Okay, if you haven't know that, Oath of Storm Peak is the latest artifact introduced in the game. The importance of the Oath of Storm Peak is that when you are equipped with a commander and using it in the open field, it duplicates your troops and attack the enemy with like two troops attacking the enemy, which forces the other heroes to disengage the fight and left the field, which making it very problematic for those who are using it. So the developer response to that is, thank you for your feedback. We discussed this internally with our battle mechanics team and look for possible optimization solutions. Good idea, because surely when you are attacking one troop and you see the troop got duplicated and attacking yourself, then you surely will try to run away from that. So that's a good suggestion and that's a good response. They will trying to fix that with discussing with the battle mechanics team. Let's go to the suggestion number 12. Reduce the number of pet main quests. There are too many tasks, rewards are not good enough, and it easily blocks other type of main quests. That's a great suggestion. Once more, I am facing it now. I will show you one thing. If you go to the main quest section, you can see that the this purchasing a pet skill card, purchasing a skill, this war pet main quest are happening very, and the rewards are very low because of $5, 10,000, which is not no. Because of this, we are losing the main quest events like upgrading your Hall of City, etc., and getting no rewards from that, which we have to wait to complete this to get that rewards. So this has become a very good problem for me also. So let's see what the response from the developers. The developers response was, thank you for your suggestion. We will reduce the number of tasks related to pet catching in the future update. So they are going to reduce the number of tasks related to pet catching. So that's a good suggestion. Next suggestion number 13. Increase the variety of items in the war merit shop. Again, this is also sold in the latest update, because as you all know, I have already completed my video. There is an option to get skills and more regeneration potion and other main talent skills from merit shop based after this latest update. So the variety is no more needed because already we have a variety of steps available in the merit shop. Let's go to the suggestion number 14. Suggest that Alliance tower not connected to Alliance portal should disappear over time or not self-heal after. I think someone is so pissed getting healed, the towers getting healed and people coming back and fighting. He suggested that the Alliance tower that is connected to the Alliance portal should be disappear or stop healing themselves, which make them very irritating and trying to do it again, because from my point of view, this is the main backbone of the war mechanism in the game. Attacking Alliance flags, they're getting healed again, or they're getting they are not they're staying for about 45 minutes or 30 minutes, which will make the time for the enemy troops to think and strategize their plans and attack back and secure the flag. That's the main part of the war mechanism in the game. And if you completely avoid this and put an update where the Alliance tower will disappear when you suddenly attack, this is going to make the game so much bad. Let's see what the developer response is. We are not considering this suggestion as it would put the defending side at a disadvantage and affect Alliance badges. That's the correct point I have already said. That makes them, the defending side or the enemy side or the fighting second side, become very disadvantaged based on battles. Suggestion number 15 and the last suggestion. Let's see what it is. When demolishing another Alliance building structure, we should gain experience. That's an interesting thought point. As you all know, the current commander order has no option to get experience points either by battling or by farming. So that makes, and people who gain experience through the Dragon's Quest won't apply this experience to Odos, because since he is only for building and restricting engineering hero. So this suggestion, where when you demolish another alliance building structure, the hero gets experience from that, make Ordo a good suitable commander in the field for destruction of flags and fortress, and also for construction of flags, and also because by this suggestion, if they implement this suggestion, Ordo will be more valuable in the field rather than now, which is they are not using anyone unless you put some experience to him. So that is a good suggestion. Let's see what the developer response is. We are closely monitoring the experience distribution. After each season reset, we will internally discuss whether to make adjustment based on load speaker. They are not clearly saying whether they will implement or not. They are only saying that they will closely monitor. I think that meant they are not going to change the current experience distribution in the game, which is very sad, because I really loved the last suggestion where you should give experience for demolishing another alliance building, like you get this experience from fighting. So that's all for today's video. I have discussed all the developer feedback section of August and September. I hope you all get cleared. If anything I missed, please let me know in the comment section. And before closing, please subscribe my channel and keep supporting me. This is my original voice. I still want your suggestion whether I want to continue in this voice or go back to my old voice that is AI generated. I am hoping you will give me a great suggestion. So that's all for today's video. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel for more Call of Dragons content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated with my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.